Hey, how you guys doing? Jake Meakin here. We're going to look at some jazzy exercises today. I've got 4 examples in particular I want to share with you. Stuff that I actually use while warming up for a day's teaching or playing live or playing in the studio or just for pleasure as well. It enhances my playing in a whole bunch of different ways that we'll talk about. And I think it just looks and sounds a bit impressive as well. So I'm going to give you examples of each of them right now. Okay, so kicking off with exercise number 1, getting pretty jazzy with this one straight away, and the whole point is we're going to make sure we're using fingers 4 and 1, always leading with 4 and 1 for this, just to make sure our 4th finger's getting a good workout, because I just think it's left out a lot at first, and you guys are going to need to strengthen that up for your play. So we're going to be playing over 4 frets for each of these. We're doing a stretch down of a tone and a half, or 4 frets on here, and I'm always string skipping as well. And you get a sense of both ascending and descending at the same time, and a nice bit of resolution at the end there. So what's happening with this is I'm starting with my 4th finger on fret 12 on my E string on an E. I'm going to come down to a C sharp with my 1st finger on fret 9. So 4th finger to 1st finger. It's kind of our box that we talk about in other sessions like that, so it's nice and comfortable. But yeah, definitely gets that 4th finger working. So fret 12 to fret 9. I'm then skipping a string, performing the same movement there on my G string, from my G to my E. One more time. I'm now going to take that same movement down a semitone to my E flat, and I'm going to come up now instead and go finger 1 to finger 4, skipping a string to the top string, finger 1 to finger 4. Let's put those first 2 parts together, starting on fret 12 with 4th finger, keeping this shape, this template, finger 4 to 1, 4 to 1, skipping a string. Coming down the semitone, finger 1 to 4, skipping a string, 1 to 4. Now look, we're going to continue this theme, but we're going to come down with our 4th finger now to fret 10 on the D there, and I'm going finger 4 to finger 1, finger 4 to finger 1. Down a semitone with the 1st finger, leading up with the 4th finger, skipping 1st finger, 4th finger, down I come with the 4th. And continue that pattern as we go. 1st finger's now sinking down to fret 4. And on this last movement, I'm going to finish with my 2nd finger on the A, which is what I want. I want to come from this E to the A and get a nice bit of resolution there, okay? I'm going to try the whole thing at normal speed and then a little slower for you guys, okay? And then, nice and slow there, coming down, back up, keep coming down, countering that. Alright, lovely. So the whole time I'm having to think. It's not just a finger exercise for string skipping, alternate picking, and stretching and using my 1st and 4th fingers. I'm having to think about the pattern there instead of just blindly playing chromatics, which you see with a lot of exercises, which are great for some things, but I think this one here is just going to challenge your mind as well as your hands. Alright, so once we've got to our A there, on with our 2nd finger, we're going to make our way back up. Starting with 4th finger, coming down to 1st, skipping a string, 4th to 1st, up we go. 1st finger to fret 5 there. Continuing my pattern, skipping a string every time. Up with the 4th, back on myself, up with the 1st. Moving in semitones. Keep it going, we're going to go past. So we can finish on fret 12 there, where we started. So E to A, and back to E there, embellishing around the notes as we go. One more time, up and down, Starting with first finger, sorry, starting with fourth finger to first finger. And return. In reverse. Up I go. Oh baby. Beautiful. It's a challenge for sure. Exercise number 2, let's just double it up. We're going to play a double decker of this jazz exercise here. Exactly the same theme as before, but I'm gonna skip further here. I'm gonna start with string 1, finger 4 to 1, skipping string like we did before, and then I'm gonna start the same movement again on my second string, and then skip it to my fourth string. One more time like that. Down the semitone. And in reverse. Still finishing on our A there like that, okay? One more example of that. Starting with fourth finger to first finger, skipping string, and then skipping back to string 2 to string 4, down the semitone, and make my way back up, skipping a string, back to string 3 and string 1. String 1, 3, 2, 4, 4, 2, 3, 1, and so on. I then make my way back up. Impress your friends with that one. Impress yourself with that one. My goodness. Alright, exercise number 3 is going to look and sound a little bit like this. We're going to talk about some embellishments here. I'm going to embellish around the note that I want, or the notes that I want. My embellishment today is going to be a semitone below and a tone above, and then resolve. I'm going to do it round kind of a minor scale and the major scale equivalent here. I'll explain that as I go. So, I'm going to first of all just play the 6 notes, over each 6 strings that are the strings that I essentially want. These are the notes I want. I'm going to play, as you notice, all of those notes with my second finger. Okay, they're the notes I want to fall on. That's what my ear wants to hear, but I'm going to challenge my ear and your ear by embellishing around those notes, a semitone below, a tone above, and then fall on the note. I'm going to make you work for that A. Okay, it's a popular thing to do in a lot of jazz music and classical music. We can definitely put a little bit of it into any type of music, basically. So what I'm going to do is basically perform everything on the 5th fret here, which I'm counting as a root, a 4th, a minor 7, a minor 3rd, a 5th, and back to my root again. Okay, and I'm going to fall around this, so I could use this in a minor context there around this A minor chord. So I'm starting first finger 1 semitone down from my root note, the note that I want, and I'm going to embellish around. So I'm going to start finger 1 to 4 to 2, 1 to 4 to 2, 1 to 4 to 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2. In reverse, the same thing, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2. But just come down the neck like that. So we could use that practically in play if we're trying to add a little jazzy edge to a bit of lead. Just fall in like that. It sounds a little bit cheeky, gets you thinking, gets the player thinking, but ultimately you get what you want. Number 4, exercise number 4, is going to be very similar again actually, but I'm just going to place it around my root, major 3rd, a 6, a 9, a 5, and a root. So I can fall around some major chords. Embellish around like that. So very similar theme. I'm going to use the same embellishment, a semitone below and a tone above, or a fret below and 2 frets above the note I want to pick. So let's start off by making second finger over fret 5, 4, 4, 4, fret 5, fret 5. I play up my second finger because that's the finger that's ultimately going to hit the notes I want. Well, fingers 1 and 4 embellish around. Okay, so we're going to start first finger fret 4, and I'm going to do 1, 4, 2. come down to fret 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, changing back up, 1, 4, 2 from frets 4, 7 and 5, 4, 7 and 5, fingers 1, 4, 2. Let's have that again. Quick recap on the embellishments here, guys. This would be our minor. And my major. Beautiful. Alright guys, take some of those embellishments, take some of those weird jazzy warm-ups and exercises, put them into your playing, put them into your scheduled day of rehearsing, or that hour you get, or that 15 minutes that you get. Just put something like that at the beginning of it. I promise it will help improve your speed and accuracy, but also the way you think about these things. These are exercises that should hopefully be challenging your mind as well as your hands. And ultimately, they look and sound cool. Try and put them into your own playing. That would be awesome. But never fear when you're next in a guitar shop and you're trying out a new guitar. These are the exercises you want to be playing. You feel like everyone's watching you. Just blast these out and people will be impressed. I think that's what you're really looking for, isn't it? Have fun.